Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are the Subletts. Missouri, Texas. Yeah. You love me. You believe in me. You cherish me. Holding on. Holding. Hello.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Candace?
I'm okay. I'm hanging in there. Well, welcome to tonight's episode of Meet the Sublets. My name is Candace Taboo Sublet. Bay is actually, or Aqua Bay, my wife, is actually at another engagement having a radio interview. So we
Exciting.
have Iris here co-hosting with me today because I can never be left alone. Want to introduce yourself, Iris?
Yeah, sure. So, hi, everybody. My name is Iris. I use they, them pronouns. I am non binary. I am queer. I am Latinx. And I am excited to be here with Candace tonight.
Okay. And
Yeah.
she just taught me what Latinx meant. I think last week, was it?
Mhm.
Oh shit. They them. See y'all. I told Iris that I'm working on this, and Iris continues to give me grace because
It's
I'm
a learn.
actively just trying to be respectful.
I appreciate that. And I think respect is the most important thing. You know, I see that you're trying to put forth the effort, and I appreciate that.
Exactly. I would want someone to do me the same if there was a value or something that, hey, just support me on it, even if you don't understand it type of thing.
Yeah.
So, and I actively want to always be understanding. So, trying to learn new things every day. So Meet the Sublets. Let me tell Iris a little bit about Meet the Sublets. My wife and I started Meet the Sublets about almost 2 years ago, actually. I
Oh,
think.
awesome.
Ooh, we might be coming up on 2 years in the fall winter time, I believe.
Exciting.
Yes, and so it just started off. She kept wanting to have a YouTube. Let's get a YouTube channel. Let's get it. And I'm like, why? Like we're trying to figure each other out. Like it's still kind of new. Let's do YouTube channels. And I'm like, well, we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
And then as things were getting a little more settled in our relationship, like where we were able to talk and communicate more, that's what then I was like, okay, you know what, I'm more open to it. And basically she just wore me down. That's exactly what that was. She wore me down. And then we just started doing it, and then we both got laid off from COVID from our jobs. So we basically just said, and that was shortly before we started doing them. Or shortly before we started doing the podcast, and then we got laid off. And then we basically just took last year and kept doing them. And people were like, hey, we know who y'all are. You're the Sublets. And we're like, oh, yeah, we are.
You're famous.
Exactly. Now we have people walking up on us from California and anywhere else. And when we say people, we are in the motorcycle community. So these are bikers, men, women that are bikers, women that are not bikers, but they hang out. They're social club members. So our community is our bikers. And thank you very much for coming and being a part of our world. Y'all, I'm going to tell y'all, Iris is one of my bosses. And let me tell y'all, when I saw this blue hair, I was like, this is where I need to be. My wife wears this aqua colored hair because her name is Aqua and everybody loves her. And they call her Aqua Bay, and they call her Bite Size Aqua, like all these different names. Yes.
I love Aqua.
And so
great.
when I came in and I saw this blue hair, and I was like, okay, yeah. This is gonna be dope. We're gonna see where this goes. So, you are one of the first people in the community, as far as the Democratic community, the political community, that I have introduced to my world. And thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me. I was really excited when you invited me. You called me the expert
You are,
on
because I have no
sexuality.
idea on what we're gonna talk about today. So I need to go get an expert.
I mean, I don't know what we're going to talk about either, but I know some stuff. You want me to talk about like my education a little bit?
Yeah, go ahead. Tell the
Yeah,
people.
yeah. So I back in 2020, I graduated with my master's in sociology and gender studies, and I researched mostly sex and dating, race and gender, and abortion restrictions, and the impact on society and other forms of reproductive health care. So sexuality is like a big part of all of those things. I wanted to get my PhD in human sexuality, but then the pandemic hit, and here I am now working for the Tarrant County Democratic Party. Um, Never really imagined myself here, but I'm excited to be in this role and to be able to shift Tarrant to where we need to be.
Okay, okay. And believe me, we need all of those things that you said. We need someone who understands how people just generally are, how we behave with each
Mm-hmm.
other, how we interact, to be able to, like you said, shift the county into shift the focus
Yeah.
to where it needs to be. So that's why we're going to talk about the topic we're going to talk about tonight.
Right.
So this week's topic is sexuality, understanding the different identities. We talked about gender and pronouns a couple of weeks ago. We talked about um, the roles in a relationship. I personally take on more of a masculine role, and my wife takes on more of a feminine role, but we're switches. So she may take on more of a masculine role, and I may take on, like there's certain things that how we operate our lives, we just do.
Mm-hmm.
But she's not taking a trash out the car, a trash out the house. That's just not that's her limit. That's a boundary, and she's sticking to it. And I'm okay. And actually, she will clean out the car. I'm being funny, but the house, she's not. She's not going to do that.
Mm.
And that's okay. I'm okay with that. But there's certain things that I mean, she changes the oil on our motorcycles. I'm
Oh,
not.
nice.
I'm
Yeah.
not the sweaty one. I would definitely always be in the office. I've just been that person for as long as I can remember. So it just, I think people are kind of confused by it sometimes. Like I'm bisexual and
Mm-hmm.
she's lesbian. So how does that work? Having those and just being open about it. So then 9 times out of 10, the guys are trying to hit on her and I'm looking at him like he's cute.
Oh,
So
yeah.
now they're confused by my exterior, but the
Mm-hmm.
interior is like, hey boy, but I'm respectful of my wife and we have an open marriage.
Mm-hmm.
So and I think I know for me the open part is when people hear open, oh, you all have an open marriage. When they hear that, they hear we can date who we want, we can have sex with who we want, we can go and just because it's open, there's still boundaries and limits that we have and levels
Mm-hmm.
of respect for each other.
And you communicate about it,
That's
which
the
is
big
the most
deal.
important part. Mm-hmm.
Yes. And I think, see, there goes one of my friends calling me Stanley Earl. So, so my wife calls me Stanley.
Interesting.
Hey, friend. So, but like I said, there's just different things that there's ways that you have to communicate. And I've felt in a monogamous relationship, there's not that communication.
Mm.
So, hey, mama, my mama's on here too. So you see Iris, mama. Let's see
Hi.
this hair, Iris, because you got to show the world,
You
like
know, I actually just made an appointment to get it redone on next Wednesday.
next when you said
Next
next
Wednesday?
Wednesday,
Mm-hmm.
next Wednesday, okay.
Yeah, I'm taking time off work so I can get my
Oh, you're
hair
actually
done.
gonna do some self care.
Yes, I'll be gone all morning on Wednesday.
Oh, oh snap! Oh, now she just said hi to Iris. Can you see the
Hello.
comments?
Yeah, I'm seeing him. Hi,
Okay,
everybody.
cool. I don't know what it looks like from that side, so I just
Yeah.
want to make sure you see the people. So again, if you're just now tuning in to Meet the Subletts, I know y'all wondering where Bay is. Bay is actually recording a radio interview right now about the MTS network. So the MTS network, if you don't already know, is a company that Bay came up with, basically starting from Meet the Subletts, a live podcast, and now culminating into other different shows. She's talked to a couple of people this week. We had Marnay on as a guest, I believe, last month. And Marnay is going to figure out some series as well. I have a political podcast called For the Record where we talk about issues that affect us as bikers. And it's funny because we're actually going to start educating bikers and ourselves, because a lot of us don't know what the different positions and the roles are and why it's a big deal. People need to go vote. Maybe trying to put it in that, break it down incrementally in that way. That may be something, that hopefully our viewers will enjoy. So she has been asked to give a radio interview about the MTS network, and she left about 30 minutes ago. So I'm excited for her tonight. So in the interim, I have a guest. This is Iris.
Hello.
Iris is one of my bosses. I have three, and all of them are dope in each way. But tonight's topic is sexuality, understanding the different identities. And Iris has the most experience and information that I know out of anyone. So I wanted to bring Iris on tonight to talk to us about it. But we're going to do a little, we also have Tanya Turner. She is going to be our business highlight. She'll be on at around 7:30. And she's going to talk about her different business aspects and endeavors that she has going on. Tanya is a member of, or not a member, is one of my club sisters. So I'm excited to hear. She is always been, at least I've known her for maybe 5 years. Mm-hmm. She has definitely encouraged me in every way, shape, or form. Built me up in ways that she didn't even know how. So I'm ready and excited to try to put whatever products she has out there. She made a candle. She gave us 2 candles, and we've already burnt one up. So I'm waiting to hear what else she's got.
I love candles.
Right.
Looking forward to that. Candles? Yeah, I do.
And they have the little stuffs in them. I didn't know, like, people put the little cute, like the little beads. They had rocks in them. And
oh, I love those.
I didn't know that until she gave it to me. I was like, oh, okay, thank you. And it's itty bitty. It's not even that big. It's itty bitty. Mm-hmm. But it made our house smell good for 2 days. So we got to go find the other one and then burn it for the next 2 days. So, nice. Yes. All right. So let's move on to the topic. So you got the topic?
I got the topic.
Okay. So give us some rundown on what this means. Because you were explaining to me earlier the differences between sexuality and gender. So I think we're trying to understand the different identities of sexuality.
So. Yeah. So before we go too deep into talking about sexuality, I want to address a big problem in society, which is heteronormativity.
Okay.
And that's the idea that being straight is the norm, that the assumption that everybody is straight, which you and I know that it's not true.
Yes.
In my eyes, this is my personal opinion. I think everybody's a little bit gay. It's just how much you have explored yourself. Heteronormativity can be really harmful because it causes like non-straight people to feel like they're others, like they're not normal, and it can prevent people from exploring their identities, which can be really liberating, really beautiful. Truly finding yourself is something that everybody deserves, and unfortunately society is not that open to that, but you find the pockets of people, and you find your home, and you're somebody that I've added into my life.
Thank you.
I'm constantly growing my queer family. Okay. Yeah, so I'm all about everything gay.
Oh my goodness, you should hear. We started this thing, and on accident, we're Gay Sundays. So it's one Sunday where us and our friends are going to go to the pool and barbecue something. It might be every Sunday. It might be every other month Sunday. So we have one this coming Sunday. And it's only because one of our friends bought a bottle of Stella Rose and it had the pride colors on it. Okay. And she said she wanted to drink it with gay people. So everybody, I didn't drink a lot I just drank my little bit so I could be a part of the bottle. But my wife was definitely drinking the Stella Rose. I don't like Stella Rose. So. But I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, it's good. Like I think sexuality is a spectrum. I think it varies by person. It's sexuality can be really complex, and obviously it's deeply personal. Sorry, I'm trying to think of words.
It's okay. And you can cuss on here too. I mean, you can't, but we're very relaxed, informal.
Okay, I like relaxed. I'm not used to being relaxed, so I need to
I
like.
know. I can tell. I'm like, come on, take the executive director hat off. Like, just be you. Like if you were at home chilling.
I need like a special glass of something.
Believe me.
But
I actually was
I
getting
got my
my
water.
hookah together here. Oh, you got your water? I know. I was telling Bay, I was like, man, well, she's like, well, do you want her to come or do you want Iris to come over? It's like, no, let Iris be at home, be relaxed. That way, like I'm making a bowler for my hookah. I actually thought I was gonna do it beforehand, but I was running behind.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, just be relaxed.
Yeah.
So everybody here is very informal.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you all for inviting me and accepting me.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
yeah.
I'm
So,
gonna
like,
try to correct myself.
no, thank you. I There's a lot of different terms that are associated with sexuality, um, and while I think it's important to define yourself and kind of see where you fit, I also think I like to view sexuality as a spectrum. I feel like I've said that already a few times. But like for myself, I call myself a lot of different labels or identities. And it really depends on who I'm talking to or like the situation I'm in. So like with my closest friends, I'll be like, I'm gay. And, that's fine with them. With most normal people that I don't like associate with, and they're like, oh, what are you? I'll say I'm bisexual. With people that I know a little bit closer, I'll say I'm pansexual. And I kind of use those interchangeably. I feel like a lot of people know what bisexual is. That's, when you're attracted to both genders. But me, as somebody who's non binary, I see a problem with bisexual at the same time because I feel like it leaves out non-binary people, trans folks. But I also see, I don't know, people say pansexual and bisexual are essentially the same thing.
What is pansexual?
Yeah.
Please educate me.
No, yeah. So pansexual is like your attraction to people is not based on their gender identity. So like,
Okay.
I don't care what you have in your pants.
Right.
What I care about is the person.
Okay.
If you're a nice person, you treat me with respect, and we like get each other on a certain level, then we're probably gonna go do it. And if not, then we're not.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And see, I could understand why they would say it would be the same, but I personally identify as bisexual,
Mm-hmm.
and but there's things that I get from men and there's things that I get from women.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not. It's like it's two different things.
Mm-hmm.
I guess in my understanding. So it's kind of like, well, no, I don't understand why it would be the same. Like pansexual is focused on the person, not their physical.
Yeah.
No, there's some physical things that I'm looking at when it comes to both.
Well, I mean, there's some things for me too, but I can't be like, oh, I don't know. It's like I said, it's complex and deeply personal.
Right.
But I mostly just call myself queer because that is the easiest to say.
Yeah,
And
I'm kind of there.
I think it scares away the people I wouldn't want to sleep with, like cis men, which I mean, I probably would, but I prefer not to. Just because, yeah.
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 All the things that come with that.
Yeah. But no, it's just I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought.
It's okay. Lauren said hi.
Hi,
niece.
Lauren. I
Yes.
remember her. Hey, Lauren.
Oh, yeah, she's on my mama's a YouTuber, so she's probably watching this on YouTube.
Oh,
First.
awesome.
Oh no, she's on Facebook today. So cis men. So somebody's asking, what are cis men?
Yeah, so cis, it's actually CIS. So you've heard of transgender, right? So transgender is when you are not the sexual or the sex you were assigned at birth. Cis cisgender is when you identify with the sex you were assigned at birth. So I don't want to assume for you, Candace, but would you say you're a cis female?
Yes, we
Okay.
yeah we figured that out a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yes, me and Aqua identify as cis women or cis female.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not. I see. It's a spectrum. I can't say I prefer trans men over cis men. I do in a way, but at the same time, it's like it's really about the person to me.
Right.
So I myself identify as transgender because I don't see myself as cisgender. I don't see myself as a woman. Um, okay, I'm trying to find another way to explain.
So I think how Aqua explained, she identifies cis women. Basically, she's a woman, or she's born female, and she identifies she her like as a female.
Mhm.
I identify she her as a female as well, even though physically I may be masculine presenting physically, but in my mind, and as far as who I am, I'm a woman.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's cis. So for men, cis men are men that identify as male or men. And then, like you said, trans men are women that transition to be men. Yes, you are a cis female.
Mm-hmm.
So, and actually, it's funny because Nirvana actually explained to me, like, I guess more of the physical when it comes to transgenderness.
Mm-hmm.
And I hadn't even thought about any of that. Like, one morning, that was our coffee conversation because these are things that I'm learning about and I want to hear everyone's perspective. And she was like, yeah, well, this is what happens with the. I was like, I don't even think I ever even went that far to know what happens.
Yeah.
After
And
the hormones and all those different things and the surgery.
Yeah, I have a lot of friends who are transgender, and like transgenderness is also like a spectrum. There are some people who go on hormones. There are some people who never go on hormones, but they still identify with whatever they identify with. And then there's some people who do hormones but don't do any surgery, and that's fine too. And then there's people who, there's people who do will do hormones, and they'll do like top surgery to remove breasts or bottom surgery to remove phallus. I don't know how scientific or cursing we get here. Yes, genitalia. But it also, you in my eyes, you don't have to have any type of surgery to be transgender. You don't have to take hormones to be transgender. If you are transgender, you are transgender. Like,
right. That's who you are to the core.
Yeah.
The physical part doesn't matter. It's more so on who you are as a person.
Yeah. What's your soul? Yeah. And like some people feel the need to do that physical transformation, but not everybody. And it's just another spectrum.
I did not realize I was masculine presenting until one of our friends, who is super stud, super cute, first off, like, ooh, it wasn't so young, and I was single, but just how I see her, and we call her Tiara, and we know it's her, but she's definitely, ooh, gosh, she looked like a boy, like it's great, and she's growing her hair out now, so it's even more wonderful. But I didn't realize until she had posted a picture when she was like 16. And immediately when I looked at it, I said, I had to go show my wife. I said, is this what I looked like in my... Like, didn't nobody tell me at 16 this is what I look like?
Oh my God, I need to see this picture.
Why was I putting dresses and skirts on this? Why was I putting weave in my hair?
I cannot imagine you in a dress. I really can't imagine. I can't imagine you in a dress.
Oh, I'm going to have to send you some pictures. Okay, so you have your moments. Oh, hold on, let me see. Do you have your moments where you present as a man? Are you talking to both of us? Okay, if you are, either way, I'll answer. Yeah, like not as a man totally, but in my clothing, I'm very So, but I still like skinny jeans. So.
I love
but I
skinny
don't want
jeans.
to sag them, and I don't like men's underwear. I think
Oh.
that's the stupidest thing. Oh, you talking to me? Shut up. I sure do have my moments, but it's real. And honestly, for a long time, it was more so to kind of keep the men off of me.
Mm.
I used it in that defense for a long time because I was like, okay, you know what? Let me just. I was figuring out my shit, so it was like, let me present more masculine. And then when I would mention a guy, they would be like, wait, what? And I'm like, yeah. The guys would be confused, like, what? I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm like, mm-hmm. I just didn't want. I was just figuring things out for myself. So you may
Hmm.
see me talking to a lot of women, but a lot of times I was talking to women just to be friendly. Like it
Yeah.
wasn't like I didn't like none of them like that. I just wanted to be friends. I wanted to be cordial and cool. But it was always safer to when you go to the clubs to dance with women. You know, women
Mhm.
we're drunk, we do what we do, but that kept the guy. You know, I felt like I was safer. I didn't want the guys approaching me.
Mhm.
Damn, I should have knew this shit a long time ago. All these things I'm figuring out. I promise you, I'm figuring them out at 40. It's wonderful.
Hey,
Um,
I'm still figuring myself out too. So
oh, okay.
it's a
Yes, my
learning
look does
experience.
vary from day to day. So Nirvana has definitely seen the whole spectrum.
Mm.
My mama, they've all seen it. So
You're like a
shut up,
variety
fool.
pack.
Girl.
I like that.
Girl, she's so crazy. This is one of my coffee friends.
Oh.
Yeah, I am not a variety pack. But it depends on the day though. Like, I don't know. I might be a girl this weekend. We gonna
Mm.
see. We're gonna see what the wind blows. So but yeah. So back to sexuality. What are the
Yeah.
different identities?
Yeah. So there is a lot. So, I mean, I don't know where to start. I mean, we all know what heterosexuality is, right?
Hmm.
That's when you're straight, you're a woman, you like men, you're a man, you like women.
Yeah.
Boring. Um, Whatever. If you're straight,
Let's
that's
spice it
fine.
up a little bit.
Whatever. I accept your lifestyle choice if you're straight. Okay. Um, but yeah, straights. They're cool. They're fine. There's bisexuals, which is you like both genders or in between, like we kind of talked about.
Mhm.
Bisexual, pansexual can are kind of used interchangeably in the LGBTQ community. Um, Something that's not as commonly known is asexual. Do you know about asexuality?
Is where they don't want to do anything with anyone.
Yeah, yeah. So that's where you don't feel any type of sexual attraction to anybody. So I have a few friends who are asexual,
Okay.
and they've kind of had a hard time dating because of it. Like they still feel romantic attraction, but not sexual attraction.
Right.
So it's been a journey for them dating, but
So
I
they basically just need to go find somebody old and that doesn't really want any candy anymore, but just
well
really wants companionship.
yeah, or another asexual person.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
that, and I know a couple of people like that don't want, hey, cut up, that, wait a minute. Okay. Aqua must be on here. The producer's back. So she said, what was the question? How are trans relationships labeled if a trans male and a trans female? Hmm.
So, I said earlier on that sexuality is deeply personal.
Hmm.
It, if somebody's a trans male and a trans female in a relationship, the best way to know what they are is to ask them.
Okay.
Ask them how they would identify their relationship. I think it's really important not to assume somebody might be some sexuality based on how they look,
Hmm.
um, because, I mean, look, like you said, looks can vary day by day.
Yeah.
But your sexuality is a flowing river.
Right. It's fluid.
Yeah.
So, and I think there's somebody, I remember when Aqua had told me about there's like some of her Facebook friends, the guy became a woman and the woman became a guy. Like they transitioned and then they were in a relationship together,
Mhm.
which kind of, I guess, confused me a little bit. Um, And I guess it only confused me a little bit because it was like, but it was, I guess it more so depended on who they felt as inside as opposed to the physical parts of them.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it was. Like they dug that person, that individual for who they were as opposed to the physical part of them. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's more so about, and I think, you know what, I think I was explaining this to my mother and my sisters. Like, it's more so on how I feel on the inside. Like, and my mother, you know, she said she never saw it, but my sister was kind of like, she saw it, but she didn't care. She
Hmm.
was like, I'm her sister, so whatever. And then my daddy, he just didn't care. Like, I'm him, so it doesn't even matter. I am the carbon copy kid,
Oh my
and it
gosh.
doesn't matter. He loves us all, and no matter what we do, he's still gonna love us, type of thing. Like he doesn't care. But yeah, my mother, she's been the one. Why not call it a heterosexual relationship? I don't know. Why not
Some
call it
some
heterosexual?
people some trans couples do call themselves heterosexual. I think it just depends on the couple,
What
really.
they, how they identify it.
Yeah. Because I mean, they even if it's a man and a woman dating, cis or trans,
Mm-hmm.
both
Oh,
of them both of them could be bisexual. So like is that really a straight relationship if they're both bisexual?
now you got me all confused. Man, but that's
See,
true. Like I never thought about it because I know that there are people that stay in heterosexual relationships,
mhm,
but deep down, like you said, everybody's a little bit gay.
mhm,
Everybody's got some fluidity to them,
mhm,
but there's people that just never come out and they or never experiment or never try other things.
mhm,
I know some ladies that had gotten divorced some years back and they were exploring their sexuality and, you know, they explored with women and that just wasn't their thing. Sexually, it was great, but for as far as like dealing with women and it just wasn't something for them. So it's
mhm,
not to say that they won't sexually be interactive with a woman, but as far as like actually liking a woman, taking the time to date and they just, you know, it's not something for them.
mhm.
So, okay. So there are trans relationships that consider themselves heterosexual. Ooh. Nirvana, why you got me with these tongue twisters and these brain teasers? So, because I've never thought about it. Like, I just kind of, you know, and
Yeah.
that's what I was telling people last week. We only had my auntie Uncle Kevin. So my auntie Uncle Kevin and Mama, you can report to the comments on this one. Is probably the only queer person that I saw growing up.
Mhm,
And his brothers accepted him. So, but then we still think it's a him. But then depending on the day, we'll call Auntie Uncle Kevin her. Like, I don't know.
mhm,
Um, it's just kind of, and he doesn't care. Shit. She doesn't care. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's if we interchange it, it was never like anything offensive, but you knew not
mhm.
to fuck with Auntie Uncle Kevin.
Yeah.
And we like I'm 40 years old. I was 5 when I met him. And I still call him this to this day. Um, but he as time went on, hair done, nails done, like he was beating us in the hair and nail game.
Oh my gosh.
But he never fully transitioned. I think he was taking hormones
Mhm,
for a while, but he never like. But that was the only queer person. So for me, feeling the way that I felt on the inside, there was not another woman or whatever to show me how to just be. So now I'm kind of like out here figuring this shit out. I guess Auntie Uncle Kevin was figuring it out too.
mhm. We're all just figuring it out.
But
Like
like,
we all
I
just
like what
figured
I
it out.
like.
I think for me, like my family has always known I'm queer, but like my parents like don't talk about it.
Oh, okay.
They'll like talk about it by like circling around it. Like my sisters, of course, know. My cousins know. I've talked to them very openly about it. Um, but other family members, it's just kind of like, okay, you're that. Do
And
that
we
over
still
there.
love you type of thing.
Yeah, it's like we love you, but do it over there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, not like in a hateful way, but like just like
It's just not discussed. So then
yeah.
what about marriage? So what if you came home
Mhm,
with a totally like a trans man
mhm,
who has gone through every, like, let's say the full spectrum, like the
mhm.
most taboo thing that they would expect? How would your family react, do you think? And the ones that are not comfortable?
Uh, I think I think at the end of the day they would be happy for me. But I think they would be kind of sad if I dated somebody that I couldn't have children with. Like if the other person I was dating didn't have like sperm. Um, and
Hmm.
obviously, there's other ways to make babies. You don't have to solely make it with your partner.
Right.
But I think for my parents, at least, they really want grandchildren.
Okay.
So if I were to marry a woman, I think they would probably like feel like, oh, we're never going to have grandchildren. But it's like there's other ways to make that happen. I know
Yes.
plenty of lesbians that have made children. They figured it out.
Right.
There's ways to do it, and um, yeah. I want to talk to my parents about it, about my sexuality, but it's also difficult because they only speak. I mean, they speak English and Spanish, but like 70% of their communication on the daily is Spanish, and when
Okay.
I talk to them, it's only in Spanish. Um,
Okay.
yeah, so I don't necessarily see like I love talking about sexuality. I can do it all day, but in Spanish, I'm at a loss of words. Like I don't know what these terms are in Spanish. I don't know how to explain these terms to them. So like telling them that I'm non-binary or that I'm queer
Mm-hmm.
would be like really difficult for me to explain.
Okay.
But I also have like a big ass flag in my room. It's the Mexican flag, but instead of the red and the green on the sides, it's rainbow stripes. So like
Girl. Oh,
I
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But like, oh, you gotta send me a picture of that.
I
That seems
will.
so cool.
I love it. And I just got this flag today.
Okay,
Um
I was look at the outfit, so I was looking too.
Yes. I love
Okay, I
rainbows.
really want to see that. I really
I
want to see that flag.
yeah, I'll send you a picture when I get home.
Okay.
Um, but I've always been like super rainbowy, visibly queer that would think.
Okay.
Yeah. But they still say like some very heteronormative things like, oh, are you talking to a boy on the phone? It's like, y'all see me?
Maybe. Shit.
Maybe I am, but like, do y'all see me? Like, why assume it's a man?
Right. Exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we have. I'm not cutting a conversation short. We're gonna add in our other guests because you're
Oh
my
yeah,
host, so you don't get to go nowhere.
I'm here.
So, if y'all are just tuning in to meet the sublets tonight, we are talking about sexuality and understanding the differences, identities. We have our business highlight tonight. I think the producer's gonna bring our business. Hey, Tanya, mouthpiece
Hi.
Turner, how you doing tonight?
I'm good, baby. How you doing?
Good. Okay, hair. I see you.
Oh, you
I
know,
see you.
I gotta come correct, you know.
I know it. Every time I see you, it's some different hair.
Hey,
Okay, Ted, I'm
bless.
gonna call you mouthpiece because I know you as mouthpiece. So mouthpiece. This is Iris. Iris is co-hosting with
How
me
you
today.
doing?
Hi, I'm
Iris
good.
is one of my bosses.
Oh, bless your heart.
Don't do me like that. Don't
Oh,
do me like that, sister. All right. So Mouthpiece is coming on tonight to talk about her business. I've heard it from the background. All of a sudden, one day I just got this text message with this link. And when I got home, I said, "Did you see Mouthpiece's website?" I done went through it while I'm in the car, supposed to be driving. So
Yes.
I was very unsafe, but thank you for sending it to me and thinking of me. I appreciate it. I'm so proud to hear what you got to say. Take it away.
Oh well, hey everybody, the world. I literally started what they called mouthpiece smoke accessories and hand poured candles. I started making candles because I was bored during the pandemic, and literally realized, oh, people like candles because I was spending $20 a pop on candles, literally,
Okay.
and
Most of
I
us
like
do.
candles, right? And after um, a little thought process and realized that I actually knew how to make candles. I did it when I was in high school with my mother. She used to sell them at craft stores, and we would do the crafts every first Saturday downtown. We would go, and so it's not something new to me. I've always been doing it. I just picked it back up during the pandemic, and people liked them, and they started buying them. Now,
Okay.
as far as the smoke accessories, people have a hard time figuring out what that is. These are smoke accessories.
Those are so cute too.
These are what they call hookah tips, but they're blinged out, they're personalized, but a lot of people use them and they call them blunt holders as well.
Okay. Okay, blunt
But they,
holders.
they have a two-person a dual reason. Then I also sell very high-end refillable lighters, torch lighters only.
Okay.
So I decided to help people find classy, durable items to enhance their smoke experience. Um, a lot of us smoke. Some smoke just cigarettes, some smoke just herbals, some smoke medicinally. There's a lot of people that I know in and out of my right hookahs.
Man, it was supposed to be ready for you. Man, and it wasn't. I'm sorry.
Right.
I
Also
just fired it
I
up.
do I do hookahs. Those are experiences. So I had started shopping around wholesale and realized that there were no stores that I went in that sold personal hookahs.
Okay.
That you could travel with, that you could small hookahs. Every hookah that I had saw was extremely large, had to be put together,
Yeah.
carrying case, kind of cumbersome, took a little bit of time. And I was like, well, you got to have your own little personal tip. And I was like, well, what if I just bring my own damn hookah? How about
Right.
that?
Yeah.
And so then I noticed that I could find personal hookahs. And I'm talking about single hose hookahs, handheld hookahs, car hookahs that lit up in your car. So once I got into it and realized there were so many different types that could be personalized to what a person actually likes, that's where I focused on. So my smoke accessories are to give you an experience that's yours. It's not about going to the hookah lounge, even though I love going to the hookah lounge. But sometimes you want to be at home, or you might be at the club, and instead of smoking a cigarette or smoking a blunt, you want to do your hookah. So
Mhm.
I found these small, very portable hookahs, and that's the experience I want people to have. Doesn't have to be anything with nicotine. I sell no nicotine items. Keep that in mind. Let me say that I do not sell any nicotine items. I do not sell any medicinal herbs. I do not sell any illegal drugs. Everything
Right.
I sell is the tool or accessories in order to partake in whatever experience you choose. My number one bestseller is the tips. That is literally the best thing I sell. But I create candles as well. And I don't know, you
Did
probably
you
can't
see?
see it.
Did you see the comment?
What it said, I didn't see a comment.
Look at that. Can you see it?
The candle I was, oh, thank you, Tree.
Yeah.
Thank you. I did. I made candles for everybody, and I just want everybody to get that little experience, make it a little personal. That's my goal. And I like making candles. I really do. I'm not
Really good
into
one.
soaps or anything like that. I like making milk bath and candles. I like
Okay.
an experience where I can light my hookah, run me a milk bath, have my little torch, my own personal setup going, light me some candles around, and I am out of there. My own experience. I'm like in my zone because all of us
Yeah.
need a time to wind down. The
Yes, ma'am.
one thing I've learned over this life is we all need me time. So
Yes, ma'am.
everything that I sell on my site, which is mouthpiecesmokes.us, is personal. It basically is to the experience. I don't sell bulky items. I don't sell things that you got to figure out. They're very personal, handheld items, very classy, durable, heavy steel items. I'm not a tchotchke person. I haven't even decided to put any of my items in a store yet because I like for people to have a personal, private touch. If you want it, it'll be shipped to you. My website
Okay.
is brand new, very discreet. All packaging is labeled very post officely. So no one will come to your home. So and I try to keep everything very affordable. So I never purchase wholesale items that require me to charge an excessive amount. Because I
Yeah.
mean, once again, right now we're trying to come down. The last thing we need is spending a lot of money.
Exactly.
So the
Exactly.
reason that I even do what I do is in order to just give everybody an affordable experience. A lot of people have never smoked a hookah, which
Yeah.
is shocking. It's just like, why not? It's like, but so I even start a complete starter kit with every single thing you would need to have a hookah
Hmm.
experience, including a personalized hookah. One hose is yours. They come with tips if you want to share. It comes with tips. It comes with the coals. It comes with the hashish in different flavors. You get up to 4 or 5 flavors depending on which one you choose.
Okay.
And you get actually one of my largest starter kit has an actual coal burner, a starter that is usually very expensive. But I was
Okay.
able to source it to. I found a company that would give me that package already together at a very affordable price rather than going by piece. And the last, I hate to see people standing over an electric stove trying to start their coals. That is,
I've been
oh,
there before.
It's
you know,
always
so you know
there.
the pain. You know the pain. It is horrible. It's like, I mean, like, oh, everybody blowing. Come on, let's get it
Yeah.
started. It's like we on Survivor or something out there trying to start.
Exactly.
Oh, so
Exactly. That was me in
learning,
March. I'd have left my little electric stove down in the yonder in March.
right. So those are tools that people don't know they're available to have a very eloquent experience. Um, One thing I have learned is the stimulation that you get from hookahs and other items is it's a mental recharge. It
Okay.
allows you to focus. I actually did a study. I went and did my homework because I wanted to
Okay.
understand where hookah came from and why did hookah come about. Um, what was the purpose of it? And it went so far back into several religious items, so we ain't gonna go there.
I
But it
understand.
was usually only the upper class were allowed to even own one or had access to one. They
Hmm.
were very private as far as it was meditation used during meditation, such as incense burning. Oh, and I'm gonna start making incense too.
Okay.
It's
I'm with
coming.
that. I love incense.
I'm going to start making incense. I found out I'm taking the class now. Like I literally went and took the course to even I knew how to make candles. I took the course to know how to properly make candles because
Mm.
it's not literally about just pouring some scent in. You got to know how much scent to pour. What temperature it need to be when you pour it, then how fast you got to let it cool down. The holes. Hey, bro, I almost failed
How'd you almost fall?
because it was like I got to do what? I really,
Oh,
truly,
you almost failed. I thought
as
you
in
said
the class,
fail.
failed. If
Ah, I'm about to
I
say you just slip and fail while you making the
no
candle.
failed the course because it was kind of like, whoa, now they got it's got math in it.
Okay.
It's
It's something
science,
to it.
yeah.
It's science. Like literally, it was like there's a certain amount, and depends on what type of of uh scent you're using. If it's an oil based scent, if it's a water based, it's all. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
It
Okay,
was
chemistry.
this is another world, people. It is not nothing that you can just say, "Oh, I'm gonna pour this in. I like it in some wax." You're
Right.
gonna be really disappointed. The first couple of batches that I did, they smelled good in the candle, but there was not a smell that came out.
Mm.
Oh.
Blew my mind.
So you figured it out?
I took the course. Now I
Okay.
understand it's not
Oh,
it's a
you
lot
took the course because you couldn't smell anything.
right because I didn't want to make a mistake. Now
Okay.
the one thing that me personally, I don't you know me, but I have a I don't deal well with failure.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I usually try to ensure that I go and find out the facts before I attempt to put something out there. I've literally had the business up since January of 2021. I
Mhm.
would not release the website until I was sure.
Right.
That was my biggest thing. I had to be sure um, that my candles had a nice look, that I was able to produce labels myself, that I had the funding in order to make sure I had product on hand.
Yeah.
Like sometimes it's easy to do, to say, oh, I can get this. And then there's a problem. But I would like to already say I have it. So a lot of products
Exactly.
that I put on the website, I have.
Okay.
Except for expensive ones that require heavy shipping, I let those be direct shipped to the customer. So that saves some money for them than it coming to me and me having to ship it, which it'll be a lot more expensive.
Right.
Um,
Okay.
so the products are there, and I'm open to request as well. If there's a
Okay.
product that you would like me to find to see if I can get it at a wholesale price, don't get crazy though. Uh,
Don't get extra.
don't get it. Don't get extra. But
Okay.
if it's something that you've seen that you think would fit into, because everything that's on the site is kind of unique. There's nothing on like what I found that's on a shelf. Uh,
Right.
I haven't seen it, and I literally have made it a point to go to multiple locations in different states to see what is offered in smoke shops.
Okay.
And I literally was tickled to find that every item that I had at that point, I hadn't seen outside of where I ordered it
Good.
from.
Good.
So, not saying that it is exclusive because I'm sure it's not, because it's just wholesale, but to have it available to people that I know,
Right.
that
Right.
pretty much is what made me really want to do it. The people that I knew here, you don't have to go search for it. And
Right.
I'm not going to charge, I'm not trying to become a millionaire.
Right. You
I,
just doing
I
something you enjoy.
Right. I do. I love it. It's something that I would get. Nothing on that site is nothing that I would not own myself or don't own. Literally.
Okay.
Um,
Right.
like literally, I own pretty much everything on that site. I have bought it and tried it. And
Okay.
I get excited every time a box comes. It's to the point my neighborhood knows I don't even have to be in the state. Oh, that's for Miss Tanya. It's Amazon. Oh, that's for Miss Tanya. That's UPS. That's for Miss Tanya. Like literally where the truck is going. So they're gonna
They
make sure
spotting
all
your
packages
packages
get
for
put
you.
inside. It is and that is also a community thing. Now that I can say I am a legitimate tax paying business, I
Hmm.
did everything I needed to do. I didn't just say, "Oh, I'm gonna start a website." I went and made sure I knew about business taxes. I took
Yeah.
the course. I literally took
Okay.
H. Block's course on filing business taxes. I
Okay.
took that course. I took personal versus business tax course. I took them both to have an understanding how to separate. The one thing that I feel I was failed at as a coming up teenager, African American female in a Southern community was they didn't teach me nothing. They
Yeah.
didn't teach me on how to be a business person. They taught me
Yeah.
how. They taught me how to work. They taught me how to survive. Basically, it was a statement made to me, and for me to remember this statement is and I ain't even gonna tell you how long I've been out of school, but my my geometry teacher stood up in front of the class on the very first day, and I believe it was my junior year when he said this. He said, "What I'm going to teach you this year, you probably never use again unless you become an engineer. Once you learn basic math, addition, subtraction, and multiplication and division, there's nothing else for me to teach you. We're adding on to what you already know. We're just going to teach it into a different format."
Right.
My brain shut down. At
Eh,
that point, you couldn't tell me I could. Hey, I passed enough to get out the class.
exactly.
Because at this point I was so focused on surviving and not expanding my knowledge. it became necessary to graduate high school. If you don't graduate high school, you're not going to be nothing. But you never told me that there were businesses I could start, or how to
Along
start
the
a
way.
business, or teach me a vocation.
Yeah.
I literally have a bachelor's degree in business management.
That's what's
Wow.
up.
I never used it.
Really?
Ever.
Damn. I
never
didn't
used
even
it.
know you had a degree.
I have two.
What
Nice.
other degree do you have?
I have an associate's degree in general studies.
And you have a bachelor's in business management and never used it. And so
Never
now
used
you
either
using
one
it
of
for
them.
yourself.
I just got it so that my kids saw me how I graduate.
Oh,
Oh.
Because they was there. Hey,
And your
Mom.
daughter's like in her what? Master's or PhD?
She's in the PhD program.
that's awesome.
in
PhD
Idaho.
program now in Idaho. She's getting a PhD in history now.
Very
No,
cool.
but she's in Idaho, ain't she?
Yeah, she's in Idaho,
Really?
and she has a bachelor in biochemistry.
Whoa, biochemistry and history.
She has a.
I was about to say
she has
that's
a-
the difference.
Wait a minute. She has her doctorate. She just graduated with her doctorate in theatrical education.
Wow.
So wait a minute. So she has biochemistry, theatrical education, and is now going to school for history.
Uh-huh.
Big brain. Big
That's
brain.
a huge ass brain.
Yeah.
Ooh, Lord.
Hey, with that
Okay.
brain comes a lot of talent, a lot of stress, a lot of worry. She also had that same thing when they found out we were smart. They expected too much.
Yeah.
So literally, so she coming up in the smaller towns and business. If I would have known what I know now,
Mhm.
I'd probably be a multimillionaire.
I understand.
Now,
And that's one of the struggles we have when it comes to business and being entrepreneurs. My step grandfather, I never got to meet him. He passed before I was born. And my grandmother used to always talk about, well, he was a businessman, he's a businessman. And so, but they didn't teach us.
right.
So, and I was the smart one.
And the
But
worst
I
thing
was
is
with
business
everybody
then,
else that was normal.
right?
Huh?
Business then was nothing like business now.
No, it's not.
we would not have had the same opportunity. What they call business, like my stepfather who raised me, he literally technically was a millionaire by assets but he didn't get past the 5th grade.
Oh, okay.
He was a contractor. He built houses. He built his own business. So he made a lot of money doing very laborious work.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
So of course, he owned the business. Then he built some rental property. So he owned real estate. But he had no idea what he had.
Yeah.
He had no idea of the amount. His houses were in the quote unquote hood.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody had a rental house. He made money off the rental properties. He kept them up because he was a contractor. He built new houses, of course, made that money. He was a concrete foreman. He could pour any slab you wanted. I could pour the slab. He made me know. So I was out there with him pouring slabs. Look, let me tell y'all, you think it's a game. My daughters do not believe me. But I used to pick crates of strawberries every strawberry season.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And we would get paid $25 a crate.
Wow.
$25. The flats that you see.
Yeah, that's
yeah, hold on. But back then, come on, I was in school.
I'm about to say that is not a lot of money, but okay.
But now it isn't. But back then, $25 to an elementary student.
Oh yeah, you was little.
I was like in like 7th, 8th grade, 6th grade.
That is a lot of money,
right? But I wasn't picking no one flat. I was good at it. So I would leave with about $125.
Awesome.
You feel me?
Yes,
so I always had this mindset of the more I do, the more I'm gonna get.
Yeah.
The better I am, the more I'll make.
Yeah.
I literally am still paying back student loans, thinking that the more education I had, the more I would succeed.
Yeah.
That's a yes and a no for me. Like literally, it's a yes and a no for me.
Okay.
I have education is high up in my family. You can tell.
Yes, I can.
Me, my daughter, me, and my mother are all alumni of the same college.
Yeah.
Very
Okay.
tradition born. I was a Zulu debutante. Education was always part of my life. But I got sold the dream.
Yeah.
If you do this, this will
Then
happen.
this will happen, and it didn't.
And then
Not for us.
you have the ones in our own communities that say to you, well, you can get it like I get it. There was no reach down and help pull
Yeah.
you up. If
Yep.
you're not part of this sorority or that fraternity,
Yep. Or this
you,
social group or this.
Mhm.
Actually,
you
it's
feel
funny.
me?
Me and
Okay.
one of the girls was talking about one of my
Right.
homegirls talked about that the other day because I was like, well, yeah, she's going to New Orleans for the Black Girls Ride Essence Fest. So, and she's like, well, I'm getting my new bike. She's been trying to get a bike for a minute, and she want to go down, and she's like she want to network and commute. I said, well, where are you staying? And she's like, well, I'm staying in the West Bank. I said, so let me go on and her people stay down there. So every time she goes, she stay with her friend. So I said,
Okay.
let me call and make some calls and make sure. But she wants to be able to network because she sells different, she has books and she's making a movie now. So she's really trying to just really get herself out there. So I done hooked up with the people already. So,
Well, that's
go
good.
holler at them, make sure, because we read. Bikers do read.
We read.
Yeah, and she's military, so there are lots of veterans around.
And we can read. That's
we may not act like it when we get places, but believe me,
right.
We do read, and she's had a really positive response. But that's why I was telling her, I was like, she said, man, I live for a networking connection. Why? But that's what we're supposed to do. If I know someone that's in the area where you're going, why would I not say, hey, there's some other people. She's like, I got to make $900 for this book. Okay, well, guess what, sister? I got you. Let's show you probably 2, 3, 4 people that might.
And then and right now, with the speaking on networking, it's one of those things that I had to learn the hard way. People who don't know me will be my first buyers. They will support me before the people who actually know me.
Yep.
That was my first heartbreak. As far as starting a business, that gut checked me because I couldn't understand. It's like, how you want to see me succeed, but you're not even trying to support
purchasing my stuff. You're not sharing my stuff.
Right.
You're not telling
not
me
even
who to
that,
go
like
connect
you
to.
want a discount, you want it for free.
Yeah, no, it needs to be for full count.
Right. It's like, we family. And okay.
No, we not, and I'm not eating. You know how many we family? Let me tell you how family we are. Because last year we did a lot of, we figured things out. You just go out here and you go gusto. So we're selling all these plays. So at the end of the year, we're looking at our numbers, because we just tried it. We don't know what we're doing. We tried it. It was like, oh no, we changed our menu prices. Everybody loves our food. So we were testing things like maybe they may not like our food. Everyone loved our food. We realized that we was giving away some plates on accident for free. Because we was, instead of doing an add-on, we was doing combos, and the combos wasn't covering the gas there. It wasn't covering, all these different things. But you learn that as a business person. But like you said, there's things you wish you knew. But do you know how many people in our camp didn't buy our food, but everybody else do? How many of those people that are outside of our camp that are willing to share this post? No, we ain't gonna get started. So I agree with you when you say it's people outside of your immediate circle that support you. Like the DFW set is like, hey, these girls can cook. But
the first person that actually bought off from me on the site, I've never met her.
Okay.
I never met her. We just happened to be in a group together, and I had posted it, and she said, "Oh, I'm going to see," and immediately she purchased.
Okay.
Lately, since I launched the site, I get a lot of, "Oh, I'm gonna get something." "Oh, I seen it inside I love the site." "Oh, I'm gonna get something." But I get the alerts. I ain't getting nothing.
Yeah, right, exactly. Because we're reported at the end of the week.
Right. So, but I had to understand that one thing about starting the business, is business is not guaranteed. And it's not
Yeah.
something that's going to be every day. This is not what I'm living on, which is the blessing.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
it's literally a hobby that turned into a business,
Hmm.
and that makes it effective. Now, have I made sales in person? A lot of in person sales. Just this past weekend, like some of
Yeah.
the candles that are featured, I brought up there, and they was like, "Well, we want the big ones." Okay, where you go? I had them with me. Of course, I had
Good.
them with. But it's more of I want to get the name of Mouthpiece out there, other than everybody knowing I'm the mouth of the South or assuming what call me.
She's an MC, by the way. Like she
Oh,
keeps
that
the
makes so much
party.
sense.
Yes.
Oh
Oh
no.
my goodness. I know I just walked in late Saturday evening because we had to work and sell some plate. My wife and I vended on Saturday. So we walked into the event late as heck. Probably we took a shower, but I know I still smell chicken. And because that's all I did for 5 or 6 hours is cook chicken. But we walk in and it's dark and I came, oh shoot, taboos, and I'm looking like it's dark, the mouth of the South. Like everybody like loves. She definitely is gone. It could be the most boring event, and she gonna make you dance.
We
And if
gotta.
she ain't,
That's
you
the
gonna
point.
stand there. She gonna dance around you. Like
Oh
you
yeah.
definitely are a genuine person. I've been listening to this journey since January 21. That's why I was so like looking at your link while I'm driving. I'm so grateful for you being a sister of mine. I am so proud of your progress when it comes to this. We had another sister that was tattooing, and I know
Yeah.
she was tired, and I went up to her and I'm like, I'm like, ooh, tattoo, like yes, I want one. And so she looking like she was about to just fall apart. And I said, sister, are you tired? And so somebody's like, nah, she ain't tired. I'm thinking about my head, I'll be tired too. I said, well, guess what?
Hey.
I'll catch you tomorrow. I understand how it is to be a vendor. I understand how it is to be a business person. Like, and I
Right.
encouraged her, like, just don't stop. I don't care what anybody says, just keep on going. And she's like, I'm not
Yeah.
even an artist. I just draw. Well, baby, you did that on that
Yeah.
girl's arm. It was beautiful. It's like
It
some some
was.
some,
Look,
some
I was a little
planets and some
jealous because
stars.
she did, man. I want some stars now.
I
I
know.
want
She
some
had planets,
stars.
and I said, okay, outer space. I love outer
She did
space,
very good. And
intergalactic
look,
shit.
hey, that's another thing. I had to learn to surround myself with
Yes, ma'am.
like-minded people or people that thought beyond my thinking.
Yes, ma'am.
A gentleman said to me before, and at first I took it as arrogance. I really did. Hate to tell him. I hope he don't never see this, but I thought it was arrogant, you know. But he said to me first. He said I had too many irons in the fire to concentrate on one,
Okay.
because I was doing the weddings, I was doing the
Yeah.
parties, I was making balloon garlands, I was making gift baskets, I was making the candles, I was selling this. I had 3 LLCs,
Yeah. I
and he
remember
was
that too.
you need
Wow.
he said right. I had 3 different LLCs, but he said you need to concentrate on one and make it the best before you move on to another.
Yeah.
So I actually had to step back. That's how, and like, well, I'm never going to give up selling my smoke accessories, and I like making candles.
Mm-hmm.
So
Bring them together.
and I concentrated on making one solid business plan. Um, he made a statement to me as well. If you're the smartest one in the room, there's a problem. You
Yep.
need to get another room.
Yep.
He said, if you are the smartest and most well off or most advanced and productive out of your friends, you need to get some new friends.
Yeah.
He said, that's a problem. He said, because if you keep doing the same thing, you're going to continue to get the same results.
Wow.
Woo, girl, you preach to the choir.
That's powerful.
Right. Preaching to the choir, huh, Iris? Like,
Yes.
woo, you all up in my Kool-Aid right now. Because I definitely wouldn't have found some smarter people. I don't know where Iris is in this thing, on this somewhere, but I definitely wouldn't put myself in a
But
room full of
literally,
more smart
and
people.
it took me a minute though, because it was one of those things, I'm the type of person that I came up as an only child. So I cherished every relationship whether it was friendship, a sister, a cousin, I felt like I had to maintain every relationship. I
Right.
never wanted nobody to be mad at me. I never wanted no one not to like me. I wanted everybody to be my friend.
Yeah.
I grew out of it.
You grew out of that? You ain't worried about that
I
no
can
more.
honestly say it within the last 2 years, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And believe me, and it's been a beautiful experience, a beautiful thing to see.
Yeah.
I am encouraging all of the everything that you're doing. Continue to share your links, because as soon as my wife sees it, she's gonna drop it on our page. Like,
Absolutely.
if you have any flyers, any promotions, let us know. We'll drop them in our stories.
Absolutely.
That's pretty much how. There are people, like I said, that give us money to post their ads, but we still post them. Even like there's a guy, he paid us like 3 months ago. We still post this stuff. Like, it's really about encouraging and growing other people. So one of our friends was on a radio show last week. I woke up this morning and I saw some comments. My wife had reshared what she had shared. So it's really about making sure everybody's information gets out there. So like I said, any flyers, any promotions, whatever, we'll drop them in our story. There's a young lady, she sells them. I hate them things.
What?
Where is it? I don't even see one. Them fuzzy ass slippers. I hate them shits. All different colors. She got my wife to buy some at this damn event.
Hate them?
And she sells them sandals with the fuzzy on them.
I love those.
The fly slippers.
I got a pair of black ones.
Girl,
I want some.
them. You got some too?
I want some.
Oh God. But I posted, look, she does sex toys too, so she has those shoes.
Oh, I might look.
You might need to talk to her.
I'm so single right now. I'm chasing myself around.
So you might need to. Okay, I'm gonna send you a side of stuff. I'm gonna just share.
Right. Look, I'm playing hard to get with myself.
Same girl, same.
I am done with the two of y'all. OMG. So, but we thank you very much, Mouthpiece, for being here. We appreciate. Who said that? The sand is dry. Lord Jesus.
I think that was
so silly. That's the producer. The producer must be done.
Yeah.
It is. But we appreciate you coming on, sharing your experience. Like I said, share anything with us anytime, any promotions, we'll drop them. If you want to do a commercial, holla at Bay. She's definitely coming up in the video production commercial realm. Amazing. Do you, Iris, you want to tell them about the introduction to your breakthrough tomorrow?
Oh yeah, so Rachel showed me this morning. Aqua made us a super great intro video. I don't even know how to describe it. So we're starting our own podcast for the Democratic Party, and it was a video of Barbara Jordan and Richards, like spliced together their speeches, and then there's like videos of me and Rachel talking. It was so good. There's music. That sounds good. The lights were amazing. Aqua is so talented, y'all. Aqua's talented.
I can't wait to see it because she sent it to y'all and y'all know what it looked like. I don't know what it looked like.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
No.
Oh.
I ain't seen nothing. I just know about, she just sent me the video. The audio clip.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I haven't even seen, like, I was here when y'all were recording, but I definitely tuned y'all out.
She made a really cool video for it too.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, hit her up, let her know. But thank y'all very much for tuning in with us tonight on Meet the Subletts. Again, Aqua Bay is off, and she's producing and on a radio show at the same time. She's so multi-talented. Yes, I love it and I appreciate it. But we are here every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I do not know what our topic is next week, and I did not do my weekly highlights. So I always start off with a weekly highlight. So since y'all still on here with me, we're going to close with the weekly highlight from last week. So my weekly highlight was the amount of love that I received when I walked into the event Saturday night. These last 8 or 9 months have been very tumultuous for my wife and I. We've intermittently talked about our homelessness and being laid off and just trying to go figure things out and be entrepreneurs. And And we've made full circle, and some things happened with our living situation that were illegal. And so we, instead of going to get help or assistance, we kind of just winged it together. It actually helped develop our relationship. But to be, when I consider the people that I choose to be around in my private life, family, like family. And so to walk into an event that I was told I had to be at,
Oh,
that was
yes.
3 hours from the area. So we had to drive 3 hours just to get there. After standing in the heat
Oh,
from
Lord.
12 to 7, because people want to eat, because they're drinking and they want to eat. And just knowing like the amount of love that we got, that I know I got, and the amount of respect, that was my weekly highlight. And I appreciate you, Mouthpiece, for being a part of that, because she threatened me a month ago and told me I better be there, and it didn't matter. So
That's
we
a good
showed
friend.
up. Yes, it is a great friend. So give me one of y'all's weekly highlights. What was a good thing that happened to y'all last week? Why y'all both make the same face? Both of them went,
Okay. I mean, I got me. I'm good. Yeah. My weekly highlight was that I launched my website. That is, I
Okay.
launched the website. To see it go live and to get such good feedback. A lot of people. Well, you know what? To nail that one, my mother saw the website, and if you know my mama, for my mother to say to me, "I am very proud of your growth." I said, "You all right?"
Oh, okay, mama.
She said, "I see." She said, "I am really enjoying you."
Oh.
Yeah.
This is the same woman who one time told me that sometimes she wished I wasn't here. Um, I was a hot mess. I ain't no use to me. I was so nice, baby. I be looking at people. Please don't bring her back. Let her say what she is.
Right.
Okay, okay,
We
but
love this one. We love who
that
you are
one
now.
to say for my mama. My mama is not she is a Aries to her heart. Like she is a straight Aries. The horns stay up. She will tell you in a minute. I don't care. Unconcerned. It has to be drastic for my mama to react with a loving way. She's always been that disciplinarian for me. But for her to come out her mouth and say she was proud of me. Why you think I got 2 degrees? Trying to make sure everybody was proud of me.
Exactly.
Right. So when she said it, that was one of those moments of I'm good.
You're on the right track.
I'm good. You know,
That's
and
what's up.
yeah, that was my weekly highlight.
Okay, mama. Okay, because you know I'm coming through there to get my dues on August the 4th. I'm just saying. So
That part. Look at
I'm
you.
just saying, I want my crate of whatever if I got to drive 40
We
miles.
got another store to go to.
We got another one to go to?
Yeah, I'll tell you later.
Okay.
I'll tell you that off record.
Okay. I'm ready for it, because I want my little tray of seafood and pork chop and everything else from the backwood country of Ponchatoula, Louisiana. I'm just saying.
That sounds delicious.
It is wonderful.
Don't
It
get
is
us
all
started.
the high blood
Do
pressure
not
I
get
don't
us
need.
started, please.
I'm about to invite myself.
It is so good. It is so good that they bring your stuff out in like those Coke trays that they got the Coke
Exactly what it is.
Like they got all of them. I'm like, yes, we went down there for one event, and so I went in there and spent $60. Like, so I already know on August 4th, that's once we touch down in Baton Rouge, I'm straight to Ponchatoula and back.
Hey,
But
look, you better look while you playing, because I'm gonna be where you at.
I know. So we getting in the car, we gonna go to Ponchatoula. Well, you just would have came. Damn. Well, just bring me something. Just put it in the refrigerator.
That part, like, literally, I'm gonna be where you at.
I'm about to say, just put it in the refrigerator, because I don't want none out of Baton Rouge. I want it out of closer to New Orleans. I want some real food.
Lord have mercy.
But I'm sorry, Iris. What's your weekly highlight?
Oh Lord.
You didn't have nothing good last week?
You know, probably getting invited to be on your podcast was a huge highlight. Yeah. I felt really honored. I felt really honored that you would invite me out of all people. I don't know.
I'm like one of the smartest people I know, so why would I not?
Thank you. I just feel like a giant nerd.
And we are all nerdy.
Oh, you and my daughter will get along well.
I think
Girl,
so.
for real.
I think so.
Yes.
No, but yeah, if y'all ever want to have me back, like I'd be happy to. And you talked about the political podcast. You know, I know some stuff about that.
Okay. Believe me,
Hey,
that
I'm
the
in.
political
I'm
podcast.
literally, it's a possibility I might become a city councilman.
Yes, ma'am. All
You
right.
didn't hear that. You didn't hear that from me.
Okay.
So you know I've been waiting on that, right?
Everybody.
Okay.
I just met you, and I'm excited for your campaign. Yes.
Iris, when I tell you, when we get off this phone, I'm gonna tell you who her mama is, and this is why I've been waiting on this. But for Hammond, I will come down there and run your campaign. Do not play with me. Do not. I can eat Ponchatoula Dews every day for like 6 months. I promise.
Oh man, it's serious. It's getting serious.
Okay. So we're gonna talk about this off air. But thank you so much for being here. Thank you for Iris for this being your weekly highlight. I'm glad that we wanted you to be at home and relaxed, but you decided to stay at work, and that's okay because we wanted you to have something to drink, or this is very informal.
I got my water.
You and this water cracked me up.
My glass is empty. I need to refill.
And I ain't filled it yet, so I'm definitely going to after this. My wife gets mad sometimes when I start drinking before the show, because about halfway through the show, I just tell y'all whatever. She's like, she just cuts me off. So I'm definitely going to do that as soon as this is over. Yep. But we appreciate y'all. For the Record is on the MTS Network on Twitter and YouTube. So look up the MTS Network every Sunday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. That is a show where we talk about things that affect us as bikers in the community and wherever we are. As well, every week we are here on Meet the Subletts with Aqua Bay and myself at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on Wednesdays. So please follow, like, share, subscribe, tag friends. We haven't done any giveaways in a while, so I think we're going to try to figure that back out again. So again, tune in next Wednesday. Thank you, Iris, for being my co-host, and thank you, Mouthpiece, for being our business guest. Y'all have a good night.
Bye, y'all. Good night.